Look at the burrs on you, tomatoes. Not too exciting. So yeah, that is the story on tomatoes. What are you saying, tomatoes? Morning, guys. It's Saturday. I did have my camera out a little bit yesterday being Friday, but we had a, during wheat harvest, how does this go now? So we had wheat in our overhead, wet wheat, and we were transferring it over into the leg to go into the dryer, I believe. We were drying wheat, and it quit on them near the end. So that's this cross auger here, that one, and it is run by 3 belts. It is run by those 3 belts there, all 3 belts. And this auger is just big enough and full enough that we just could not move it even with a pipe wrench. So Mark's like, let's try a tarp strap. So he wrapped it around the pulley, and then we were down here and we connected it, and then you just cranked it so it would at least rotate the pulley. And that worked for a little bit, but I said we need something that'll just keep winching it. We need like a little pulley down here to keep it going straight down. So we ended up using the Defender winch, and I think I have a little bit of footage of that. So anyway, that's really all you missed yesterday because that was a 2-hour process. We're just trying to get some last minute things wrapped up around here, getting everything switched over to corn. It has finally stopped raining, and yesterday was a really good day, a lot of wind, a lot of sun, and I think we're supposed to have some pretty sunny skies and warmer weather right up to Wednesday. I think that's our next chance of rain. So we're gonna be busy in the fields, guys, but today and tomorrow, I am on sheep duty, so we are going to be doing chores for Carissa. She has this weekend off. Wow, sunrise. Beauty. We'll take it. Coming. So the one thing we decided to do yesterday is wean our bottle babies. Hi, babies. You look so good. So they are, what we do is we let the machine run out of milk, which it did. And then it's actually just running water through the system right now. And that helps just clean out the lines before I put this away for the next couple months, I guess. So what I'm gonna do is before they destroy another set of nipples, because that's how we know when to wean them, when they just start getting bored and playing with them and like chewing them instead of actually drinking milk. So we're gonna take this all out this morning, and then I need to vaccinate them with their booster antitoxin, their Clostridial antitoxin. Oh, I haven't seen this little woman in a while. Hello, Willow. Good morning. I'm sorry I haven't seen you in so long. I've been so busy. Aw. Good morning, Red. Okay, I do admit there are some jobs that are 2 people required. That was one of them. But they are done and they are protected. That's it for them. They look good. They look real good. Morning. Look at the burrs on you, tomatoes. Come here, show the people your burrs. Look at all the burrs. Goofball. Hi, ladies. Oh, tomatoes. Tomatoes. Listen. I'm at our local John Deere dealership because today's a very, very special day. It is Indy's first birthday. Indy is Belinda and Jer's. This morning I'm like rocking my brain. I'm like, what am I going to get her? What am I going to get a 1-year-old that probably has everything? I'm like, oh, I'm going to John Deere because they're kind of a John Deere family. So I got her a little toque beanie for my American friends. I got her a little hoodie. I figured that was about appropriate for Belinda's farm. I guess she doesn't have the pig and she doesn't have the goat, but give her time. And I got her a little animal hay set. Animal Sounds Hayride. How cute. And the fact that it makes noise and will drive Belinda and Jer crazy is just an added bonus. Good morning, guys. It's Sunday, and I think today is corn. But first, we have to feed our sheep once again. I'm coming. How do we make out? First day off the nanny. You drink the water. Excellent. Okay. You happy? Hello, ladies. So I've had my eye on these breeding groups the last couple days. Yesterday was pretty quiet, considering it's like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It was day 3. Today, however, was a little louder. YouTube did not like my last video, and I showed nothing last time, so I'm not sure if they just don't even want me talking about it now, but anyways, there's a little bit more smearing today, a little more nose in the air, a little more fighting over some territories. Some growling and some grunting, as we do. Oh, turn the camera just in time. So there's not as much action as I was hoping quite yet, which means the first week might not be as busy as I was kind of hoping. But we'll see. These young ones, though, there's a lot of smearing on the red, I would say. I know it doesn't look like it on the viewfinder. The second one's a little... If you look at the second one compared to the other ones are quite smeared, which is good for the youngies, because it's their first time doing this kind of thing. All right, I better go across the road and get the chores done and go see my golden girls, and then I am on Mark's duty today. He is really excited. Corn to him is like lambing to me, so we're really excited the first few days, and then by the end we're like, okay, we're done. White flag. Hello. Hello. I know, I'm not Carissa. I'm sorry. Always second best. So you'll notice that it's a lot louder when you walk in before we feed, and that's because these ewe lambs have been on a more controlled diet. So I've got those feeders shut off now, and we feed them by hand. So every time they see a pail, or they see me, or they see Carissa, they go crazy because they associate us with food. So that's why it's a bit louder. They're not loud now, of course, because they're eating. What are you saying, tomatoes? You are covered in birds. Hi, Mom. Oh, tomatoes. Do you want Monty to go after you, or do you want me to go?
Doesn't matter. I'll probably need Monty before I need those wagons in the field.
Okay, 10-4.
Just park on the west side until we got it opened up and you can come in.
So it has begun. We have just nosed into our first cornfield. This cornfield has not been our pride and joy all year, and it's got quite a few sandy knolls, and it's been like fried since June. The corn has been like really short on those knolls. There's some tall spots, but for the most part, it doesn't look very good. So we'll see what the yield does on this one, and we're hoping that this is our worst field, and that the rest will get better from here on out. I would rather start on the bad one and get better rather than start on a really good one and then have it go downhill after that. So we will see. We were pleasantly surprised with the soybean yields, but soybeans are kind of made in August, and our June and July were really dry. So we'll see how the corn treats us. All right, Monty's just making his way in here now. I'm gonna wait a bit so I can turn my wagons around, and then we're gonna take this first set home, Mark and I, get the dryer started, get a moisture sample, and then grab the other set of wagons as well. We're gonna run 2 tractors, 2 sets of wagons, just so I'm not getting out unhooking every time. And we have the extra fence sitting there anyway, so this will just help move stuff along a bit quicker because I'm gonna be busy. So I wanted to take a quick second and show you how uneven this corn is. So there's this height, which is not very tall for corn, and then there's this height. So look at the cob on this. Hello, baby. Not too exciting. And then you get into, you know, a few stalks down, and you've got a fairly decent sized cob. It's just so variable. It's gonna be very interesting. Here's a whole big section of short. Short. And then taller again. It's crazy. Thought it was work on a Sunday, fix on Monday. Not work on a Sunday, fix on a Sunday.
But
Sunbathing.
See if I can tighten down. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll just see if I can lock down on that.
Well, good news, the afternoon has turned around. The fix didn't take as much as we thought. So we actually finished that front field. So Mark's just opening the second field up. Monty's in front of me. We have to stay on the road until Mark gets us a spot in the field that we can pull the wagons into and the buggy. If we got any more rain this past week, we would be in trouble. We'd have to be loading on the road, and loading on the road is awful. It's awful definitely for the buggy driver. I don't really like it. We usually try to load on the ditch side, so we don't actually take up the road. The good thing is this is a side road. It's like a non-winter maintenance road, but it does get used quite a bit until the snow starts flying. So we don't really want to cover the whole road. We like to leave at least a lane open for cars going by. But anyways, we are able to get into the fields, and that's always really good. So that is a blessing this year. Last year was not as nice that way. So we're going to take all the little wins when we get them. We have pretty wet corn. We started off at 31.5. We are down under 28 now, which is shocking. Happy. So when corn is really wet, it barely comes out of the wagon. Like, it's tough. So everything's just slowed down. I think we want corn around 14 or 14 and a half, I believe. So we've already fired up the dryer, so the dryer's been going for most of the afternoon. Now we're at 27.5% moisture. So we're taking out 13 points. Is that right? Math is hard. Morning guys, it's Monday, and last night we ended up having to go back out because the dryer shut off and there was an alarm to Mark's phone, and turns out we burnt that second set of brand new belts. Luckily Mark had bought another set, like a spare set, but now we are out of belts. So hopefully he's gonna order some more today. But in the meantime, this morning we're gonna need all the wagons today because we're going to a farm, one of our farthest farms away, and there's gonna be way too much road time for me to keep up to those boys. So we're gonna grab these two wagons here, but they were used for seed, so we had to power wash them outside, inside, make sure they're free of contamination. Other than that, the dryer is almost empty, which means a full go for us. This field that we're going to is gonna be probably a 3-day job, so the quicker we can get at it, the better, because I think Wednesday is an all-day rain day. All right, we have moved into field number technically 2, but it's like the 3rd one we've opened. I was checking my Instagram and there was a few questions, and I figured you guys might also have the same questions. A lot of people are asking, so is this corn all for the sheep? Barely any of this corn's for the sheep. We actually took corn silage already off about a month ago. You guys would have seen that video. We did hay and corn silage and oats all on the same weekend. It was crazy. Now we do feed dry corn. I'd have to really do the math.
Just hold up there, Molly.
It has been most of the day. I know it's only been a couple seconds for you guys, but we are after 4. Is it 4:30? We have 30 acres ripped off already, which is great. So once we get this wet bin completely full, we're gonna fill up all the wagons again, and then we can keep the dryer going all night and then even chug along a little bit in the morning. The other thing is, I did a little short yesterday for tomatoes, just a little tomatoes greatest hits. Tomatoes! Tomatoes. What are you saying? Good morning. You just want me for the grain. Listen, you. Oh, tomatoes! Oh! Tomatoes! Stop! Tomatoes. Out. Quite the cat. Did Belinda teach you how to do this? Did she? Did she teach you how to do this? Hello. Look at you, made my shirt dirty. Let's go. Anyway, a lot of you guys have been asking what, actually even beyond the shorts, you guys have been asking like, what is her story? And to be completely honest, I didn't really know it, so I had to ask Belinda. I've asked her a few times and then I always forget. I forget to tell you guys. So I think this is the story, and I'll double check with Belinda. Tomatoes was a cold hypothermic lamb, I think about 2 years ago. I'm gonna guess, because she lambed this past year. So Belinda did the warming technique, what I always do, and she had a little warming box for this little lamb. And she didn't really think it was gonna make it. Anyway, this magic box that Little Tomatoes was in actually was a produce box, and on top of the box it said tomatoes. And her Instagram following is the one that actually named Tomatoes. So Tomatoes is because she was saved in a warming box with the word tomatoes on it. So that's how she was named. And then she kind of got under Belinda's skin. She just became a little pet. And but she also was a bit of a, I think she was a runt. This part might be a little gray to me, so I'll have to make sure with Belinda, but I'm not sure how well she grew because it was such a small little lamb, a little runt. So anyway, kept her on the program, and I think she bred her to lamb out here, I think this past spring. I think that's when she finally lambed, and I think it was bad. So Belinda, when she has bad lambers, like sheep that don't lamb out well, or sheep that reject their lambs or anything, she's very strict. So she's not like me, she doesn't give a lot of second chances. So when it came time to ship ship whatever animals she couldn't keep, or for whatever reason, she put a red X on Tomatoes' back, and then proceeded to have a meltdown because she didn't have the heart to ship poor little Tomatoes. Anyway, so she reached out to Instagram. She was like, does anyone want this little lamb? And of course everybody did, and then a bunch of people were like, why don't you see if Sandy can take it and put it in the pasture with her retirees. So I actually offered before I even knew any of this, because that was the day I actually moved the girls into the pasture. So I texted her and I'm like, do you want me to take Tomatoes and put her in the pasture? She goes, no, you don't have to do that. And I'm like, no, I want to. And best decision I ever made, because she's an expensive ornament now, but she's such a character, and I love when animals have personality, and I think she's got a lot of personality, so she gets to stay. So yeah, that is the story on Tomatoes and how she came to be, I guess. Okay, I think that's the updates for now. If you guys have questions, field work is very repetitive, so for content for you guys, my videos are probably going to be spread out a bit, so let me know in the comments what questions you want me to answer, and then if you like certain questions that someone else has already asked, actually like it, and then it filters to the top, and I'll take a few minutes at the end of the videos and have a chit chat with you guys, because so if I have time, or if I remember, whichever one happens. Okay, back to work. It is 5:44. The moistures in this field actually have been a lot drier than yesterday, so we are down to, we're in the 26% range now, and I think the lowest we got yesterday was maybe 27.5, I think. But yeah, we got as low as 25.7 today, so that's pretty exciting. It's making my life a little easier because flowing out of the wagon's faster, which is great. Because it's there's such a long road time with this that I have to be as quick as possible here. That's why I haven't talked to you guys very much today, so I apologize about that. Hello. Where's your sister?